Oh no! Oh gosh, I forgot that it doesn't have my Oops. Hold on 1 second. It doesn't want to think that I have a camera. We're just going to go here and we're going to go here. Oh no, guys, I'm so sorry. It for some reason it doesn't want to say that I have a camera. No. Hi guys, welcome on in. I'm having a moment with my oh, there it is. It doesn't want to think that I have a camera. Yay! And I still have my green screen up. Sorry, everybody. This is a little bit of a weird day. We are not entirely as prepared as what I would like, as what I would say I normally am. I kind of hopped on. We had some last minute stuff happen, and I knew that I needed to come in like about 10 minutes ago or so. So we're having some minor difficulties, but that's okay because I have a really, really important topic to talk to you guys about today. So, by the way, green screens are awesome. I love them. There, now it doesn't look so weird. Hi, everybody. Welcome in, Mothy. And DFG, hello, my dear. How are you? So today, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some different stuff. Recently, the Academy has dealt with a lot of tired but alive. I hear you. We've dealt with a lot of technical stuff and topics that have kind of covered some definitely necessary, more, I would say, equipment oriented. This is actually the same green screen that I got from Mossy, by the way. So definitely a future episode. But for today, we will continue talking about something a little different. I wanted to touch base with something that I think completely changed my outlook on streaming that I think a lot of people overlook. And that would be finding your why. We all have times when the days might get a little long and the days might get a little stressful. But I find that it is incredibly helpful to have a reason and a purpose for doing what you're doing. That way, when things go crazy like this right now, that you remember why you're doing it, and it makes these moments a little bit easier.
Another one.
Thank you, Snarky, for the host. Hi, puppy. So, finding your why. most of you already know my why and why I stream. It wasn't until May, I think, of last year. No, yes. May of last year that I actually kind of figured out. Thank you so much for the host, guys. I appreciate that. Miss Snarky and Snorlax, welcome in, honey buns. Let me give you guys shout outs really quick before I forget. You dog, I got you. Mrs. Snarky, I hope you are doing wonderful. I haven't been able to catch any of your streams, but I want to so very badly. So last May, I had actually quit streaming a while back because it was too much. It was a lot of stress, and I figured that I couldn't really do as much as other people who like didn't have jobs, didn't have kids, and didn't have all this stuff. Hi, Lad Fireclaw. Welcome on in, honey bun. And I felt kind of down in the dumps, and things were really hard, especially being a teacher during COVID. And I had quit streaming, and then towards the beginning of last year in January, I messaged Purple and I was like, hey, I really want to do this. I really want to make this a thing. I need your help holding me accountable. And she did. And it wasn't until I met Super Murgatroyd and had a conversation with Super that really kind of gave the streaming thing a very solidified and clearly defined purpose. And it wasn't until I had that purpose and my why that the whole thing kind of turned around for me. And now I feel like I have a dedicated purpose and reason for doing what I do. And I think that that is not only important, I think it's critical for streamers to be successful in what they do. And not just streamers, but I mean, anyone, for anything that you do, I think having a defined purpose helps keep you grounded in reality and helps pull you along. Hi, Wonton. Helps pull you along when you need it. So I was asked a couple of questions from Consistent Struggle. Not gonna lie, it is, and but it's not just this. It's jobs, it's parenting, it's literally any aspect of your life that requires you to have consistency and responsibility. That when you have a why or a really good reason why you're doing that thing, it makes doing that thing easier. It doesn't make it easy. It makes the harder days easier to get through. So, and Evans is here. Hello, honey bun. All right, so Wotan's corpse. That was very funny. And to answer your question, by the way, Wotan from earlier, yes, that's what we were doing. Now, I was asked a couple of things when I was determining what my why was for streaming. And one of those things was, what are some core principles or core values that your stream has? That's one of the things that Super Murgatroyd asked me in a conversation that he and I had together. And I had to write down a couple of words, and I suggest this to all of you guys as well. Let me just see if I can try to find the thing. So it's kind of qualities or like major things. What is most important to you that happens and is surrounding your channel? So for me, hope is a huge one. Hope is a concept that I want to spread in my entire life, in my whole life, in my academic life, in my professional life, in my all sorts of places. Hope is important to me. And then acceptance is another one, because I want people to feel accepted. And then love. Those are three very different things, but they're three very important things. And those were the core values and core principles that I wanted to found my entire stream and channel on. So yours might be, see, like, know yourself. That's fine. That's great. I think that's wonderful. Google Translate does images now too. Wonderful. I love that. Trying to translate the signs and the settings. Get good. See? That's wonderful. No, it doesn't have to be as like super mushy like mine is, but I actually had written down notes and I'm trying to find them and I don't see where I wrote down all my notes from when I met with Super that one day. That seems like forever and a day ago. But I know for a fact that I had come up with 3 words, 3 terms, 3 core values that I felt were the most important thing for my entire stream to do, to be about, to accomplish, and all of that. So that would be the first thing that you would do, is come up with some principles, some founding like topics and I don't know, things that you want your channel to be about. So if you say that you're all about like for Nucleic Nurse, whom we all love and adore, I would say hype might be a word for him, right? Like excitement and happiness. So he probably would not want to do anything on his channel that would bring that energy level down if one of the core values of his stream is that he wants to be very energetic. Mine is more about feelsy stuff and like hearts and loves and like, oh my gosh, all those things. So that would not necessarily be something that that I would not be super concerned about having a lot of high energy on mine, because it's all about the feelings. So it depends on what your core values are and how you can tailor your channel and your stream and your content to still always point back to those things. So it's not going to be something that you're going to come up with in 5 seconds. It's really not. It requires a lot of deep thought and requires a lot of reflection about what's most important to you. What's most important. So you have all of these things. Okay, so let me say, if I had a nickel for every single streamer who said that they want to build a community, I would have like a bajillion dollars. Aw, thank you guys for the follows. Do you like beer? Yeah, beer's not bad. But if I had a nickel for every single time a streamer said that their entire purpose was to build a community, I would have many, many, many dollars. However, it's more about what are you going to do with that community? So now you have it. What do you want the community to stand for? What do you want the whole point and purpose to be, the reason what you have the community for? Is it something that you just want to play a game with them? Do you just want to have a gaming community where you game together? That's the thing. That's kind of more similar to what we had talked to Apex about, how Apex said that he wanted to have a community of people who played games together. And so that's what his community is built on top of, is making sure that they can play games together, that they have similar interests, and it's a community built off of that perspective. Let's see. I think the bag must have been wrong. That sounds like a cheap chip flavor, popular chip flavor. Cannibal section wonton. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello. For why is I've always wanted to be some sort of entertainer who helps people feel a little bit better. It's a very rough world. If I can do that, and that's why I feel fulfilled. That's amazing. That's wonderful. To the secret section. Wonton with the vomit bucket of feelings. But that's my channel, and that doesn't have to be everybody's channel. I understand everybody's kind of got their own thing, and everybody has their own vibe, and that's wonderful. That's perfect. That's what you want. That you want diversity on a platform like what we have. If everybody had the same exact content, then what would be the point of watching this person over this person? Which leads me to the next question. Once you have those core values, those 3 core values that your channel is meant to help promote and kind of stays within, then you need to ask, what am I doing that falls within those things or promotes those things? And if at any time you want to add something in to your channel, or if you are kind of looking at all of the things that your channel has in it already, they need to be in line with those core values. So for example, if my core values are hope, love, and acceptance, I would not want to take part in something that would make other people feel excluded. That would in no way, shape, or form be a living into my core values as what my channel has stated. Not that anybody would want to make someone feel excluded, but I wouldn't want to have something in my channel that doesn't follow through with those things that I have set in place for myself. So like I said, if Nuke wanted to have hype and excitement and a lot of energy to be part of his core values, he probably wouldn't want to do an ASMR, like kind of book reading, chill vibes kind of stream. Probably not something that's going to do well for his target audience, because his target audience is there for those core values, because that's how you find your people. So you have the things that your channel is all about. You have whether or not the things I'm either bringing in or currently have, whether or not they match that. And then what can I do to further promote or be a part of those core values? And when you sit down and you really chew on this and you figure it out, that is what can help you determine your why, or why are you doing this? Maybe you're a streamer who is really super passionate about a particular charity and you want to be a person who streams for charity. That's wonderful. That's great. So you would need to make sure that your channel is aligned to those purposes. I'm going to start an ASMR early morning stream. Wotan, if you did that, I would watch everyone. Creaky voice wonton stream. Yes, please. I love your little wonton shaking emote. Your little Gimli one. That's adorable. That's adorable. So yeah, that's a big, I think a big part of what makes some streamers more successful than others is when they have a really good solid idea of who they are as a content creator and why they're doing what they're doing. Do it. Monty, every single time you put do it in any, or like even if you spell out DOIT, I say it in the Star Wars voice guy in my head. I want you to know that every time, no matter what. It's which I know should make you probably squeal and giggle, because that's, I think, probably your point. I would expect nothing less. See, exactly. So yes, Mrs. Snarky, do you have any of the force is strong with this one? Yes, it is. Do you have any idea what you would say your core values are? I know you had listed one earlier and I kind of forgot what it was, if I'm honest, because the chat's scrolling a little bit. Passionate about what they do too. If someone is passionate, it's obvious. They tend to peak early and fizzle out. I've seen it a few times. Yeah, I agree. Yes, absolutely. You have to be. So again, that goes back to the 3 core values. If you can come up with 3 core values that are true to who you are and what you want it to be about, that passion should be there as well. If I said, oh, I want my channel to be all about potato chips, that's fine, but I'm not passionate about potato chips. So I'm probably not going to enjoy what I'm doing, and it's probably not going to be something that happens for a long period of time. So whenever you pick your core values, they should be things that speak to what it is you're trying to accomplish on a deeper level. I want people to contemplate who they are, their own worth, values, then have a few giggles at my expense. Contemplate who they are. What do you mean by that? There are a lot of streamers who do a lot of mental health topics. It doesn't necessarily have to be something super feelsy. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that is all about the emotions and stuff inside. If you have a passion for a particular game or for a particular type of game, and you want to make a community that's built on, let's say, first-person shooter games, because that is, you know, a really big thing that you enjoy in your life, and you spend a lot of time playing those kinds of games, and you enjoy the community that come along with them, like I know the Destiny community is very, very tight-knit in a lot of places, then that's wonderful. That's a perfect, that's like a perfectly reasonable thing to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be, I want everybody to cry every time they're in my stream like they do in mine. I am born of the stars. That's all I know. Not gonna lie. I don't know what that is. Born of the stars. Is that from a movie? Needs, desires, how they behave and why. Typically focusing our attention and energy on things outside ourselves as opposed to inward. I agree. So it's also now answering the question, what does that look like? What does that look like in your stream? So if I want to focus on hope, how can I incorporate having hope in my content? How can I take this core value of mine that I believe in and passionate about so truly and put it into my content? There has to be some kind of bridge, something that I can do, some type of games that I can play, some kind of conversations that I can have, some kind of theme streams that I can do, and how I can incorporate that and put them together. I cry every time. Yep. I cry often. Well, it's because you guys all make me cry. You guys are all just like, we know the button to push. We're literally made from the basic elements of stars. That's one of my favorite things. The stars in my body, or my blood in my body. No, stop that. No. I appreciate the compliment, but that is very far from accurate. As you can see, I started this stream today without having any kind of camera input. So listen. No, I love you too, Mothy. I love you too. Evans, what kinds of things would you say are core values for your stream? I didn't catch that. I love you, Mothy. Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. Oh, heck. Well, I mean, you don't have to answer. I was just trying to see if you had anything because you're here and I know that, you were participating because I thought you had said one too. Well, you said get good. Was that it? Were you joking? Because if not, that's totally fine. And that's another thing we can talk about. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see any stream issues. So, okay, Mrs. Starkey, I ask questions and try to find stuff in the game that highlights it. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. So that's an interesting thing that I kind of have done as well. So I say in mine that I use horror games to talk about mental health topics and conquer fears. Because for me, I can put myself in those kinds of situations in a game and be, physically safe and have that be a space where I can deal with and talk about really complicated issues. So I can use the games as a medium to still touch base on my core value of hope. Because just because you're in a dark place doesn't mean you can't have hope for the future. So for you, you're saying that you want to bring out why people do what they do, focus attention and energy on things outside as opposed to inside. What kinds of games or content could you play then that would promote that kind of conversation in your stream? Are there only certain kinds of games? Is it a specific genre of game? So for me, horror works out pretty well because it allows me to have very specific, isolated, almost immediate and consistent emotions throughout the whole thing where I can pull at any time. Any of them really. Okay, so what about something like my own approach, so anything I do can apply. I versatility is wonderful. I love that. That's very interesting. I like that. I have thoughts surrounding this that would be way too much to hash out in a Twitch chat. And that's why we have the Discord. Questioning everything now. Mothy, you shouldn't question everything. It's more, this is just mostly here to help you as much as I can say this was a thing that really helped me define who I was and what I was here for. So now when I have days where I feel like it's too much, or there's not really a reason for me to be there, that I can say, well, the reason why I'm there is because of all of these other things. Because I am there to provide hope. I'm there to provide a space where people can talk about things that are important and difficult to talk about in normal life. And I have particular training that helps me do this. So it's helping me on those really hard days to remember why I do what I do. It also helps to make sure that everything within my channel is aligned towards those greater purposes. So it kind of cohesively blends it all together instead of having it piecemealed. I like that. Knowing yourself isn't everything you do. I love that. Put that shit on a t-shirt. You could take the topic to mind or you don't. There's freedom in that. Snarky. I have a feeling Blossom as like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see what you do with your channel. I'm so excited. Up to the audience and their individual drive. Not everyone in my chat is prepared to discuss or even think about it. That's so true. I love that you know that. But you have to be prepared either way for whatever comes about. Gone over a year of streaming without really having a reason or any real core things that I can put to words to. So now I have a lot to think about. Oh, for sure. Like I said, this is not something that you're going to be like, okay, well, let me think. This, done. Like it took me about a month to even get my words. And it wasn't until much later that I even came and said, you know what? Like, I feel like I don't fit into any real category because it's not about the games that I play. It's not about the things that I do. It's about the message behind the streams. And that's why I call myself an acceptance streamer, and why I feel like that's a different categories, because it's different than everybody else's, because the focus is somewhere else. I agree, Mothy. I think that when we have people who stream who don't have everything planned out and thought of, like what I was back in the day, all of the pieces were still very much currently there. It was just, can you tell me what they are? Oh. Oh my God, Mothy, I love you. I love you so much. All the pieces have always been there. Just like all the pieces are already there for each and every single one of you, and all of you watching the VOD. All of the pieces to this puzzle are already present, and you're already using them. You just maybe haven't thought about all of them yet. No worries, Mothy, we're good. What drives you to do it? Exactly. And from there, you can try to curate what the main point and purpose of the channel itself is. Exactly. It's also okay to not have an answer to these questions. That's absolutely the point. I'm just saying that finding a why, this is one way and one method to do that. But you're generally fulfilling them in the way you make content, whether you know the answer or not. Like someone who is just in it for money and growth will show in their content. Folks have deeper reasoning will just be just as evident as their content as well. Absolutely. But when you figure out and you sit down and you critically think and you evaluate all of these questions that I'm presenting to you, I have found personally, and with others that I have watched and with others that I've helped and other people that I've also coached and with students, because again, this isn't just streaming, this is in every aspect of life. As a job, having, let's say, being a teacher, I have a purpose there that is more than just I teach them some stuff. There's more reasons, there's more, you can dig deeper and find a greater purpose, and it's more fulfilling. And it's also easier on the days that get really, really hard and that I want to quit, that I remember why I'm here and what the greater purpose is for me and what I get out of this. And it's easier for me not to be like, peace. So while yes, it's totally fine, acceptable not to have answers to any of these questions, I would really encourage you to spend some time to reflect and to think and dig deep and start thinking about what that meaning for you is. And if it is just to create a culture of fun because you want to relieve stress and you want to be silly and goofy for the memes and lulz, that's wonderful. And that's a wonderful reason to do the thing. And that's a great why. And then you would have to say that everything that you go to put into the stream should in some way, shape, or form uplift and be, you know, brought back to that purpose. You care about other people. Exactly. Memes for the win. Honestly, I was trying to think of some memes. Was the first one that I thought of. Escape from stress is memes. Cuddle and I are on the same page. Snarky, you and me. We got this. We got this. But yeah, finding your why is, I think, like a real, it's definitely not for, oh, this is my first day streaming. maybe not yet. I feel like maybe this is probably for people who are probably, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm definitely not like the end all be all when it comes to advice on this at all. But I would say it's probably best when you get your feet wet a little bit, kind of have a general understanding of what's going on, and then you can really dive deep and get into the nitty gritty. I think Evans provides a good basis that you can see that you can have a get good mindset without also being toxic and striving to do so. If your goal is to provide entertainment value through really good gameplay of a particular kind of game, or if you, like, I have a friend who his whole thing is that he breaks games. He will push a game to its limits and find ways to break them. And I think that's a very niche skill, and is very entertaining. I have another friend who is just ridiculously good at first-person shooters. So their content is focused around providing top-level, like very, very talented and well-practiced first-person shooter content. It doesn't have to have a lot of like, tell me about your feelings, like mine does, because it doesn't fit into what he's trying to do. Yeah. Early do want to explore more avenues to implement my values. It's basically been me getting accustomed to streaming and all that it entails. See, and exactly. I think when you are just starting out within your first month or so, you really kind of have to focus, I think, on, okay, what exactly am I doing here? Like, I push this button and button go what? before diving deep. You take Wotan, for example. Wotan, I would say a lot of the core things that you're wanting to build into, because I think you're starting to kind of realize kind of where you're at and where you want to go with your channel, is you're wanting to lean into the more Viking stuff. That's a core value and perspective that you're taking on your stream, and I'm very, very proud of you for doing that. But I think that's a good example too, where even further down the road, like me, all of this is subject to change. You know, if I wake up today or tomorrow and I'm like, you know what, I really feel like maybe I want to add in this other core value or this other perspective or this other priority in my content, I fully have the ability to do that. This is not like a set in stone and chisel kind of thing. It doesn't have to be static. It should evolve and it should change over time as you change over time. Folks feel free to vent, and I was glad to provide that space. When I first started making content online, it was because I wanted to explore being an entertainer. Once I had done it a while, I realized that I was good at connecting with people who felt like society had just left them along the wayside. It wasn't something I actively tried to do, but once I made that realization, I started to hone in on how I could be a better streamer for folks that felt like that in life. See, exactly. There was a moment in which a light bulb kind of went off in your head, and you were able to pull from that experience and determine what was important to you. I do get worried that I am a one-trick pony at times with the streaming. That's why I jumped into a little survival. I think many have the same thoughts, but I found community really helped me along. And that's another thing too. Your community should be there to back you up with this. If ever you wanting to make a change or really to chisel out where you feel your niche is, or what kind of streamer you want to be, and your community pushes back, that's probably going to happen occasionally. It won't happen with the majority of those people. Probably it would just happen with a couple, but that's going to be okay. You just remember, you're not streaming for those 3 people. You're streaming for you. And as far as being a one-trick pony, are you Lead Fire Claw? Are you talking about just playing pirates? Slowly trying to convince the world that cheese is the dessert. Listen, oh, y'all are so darn introspective. Well, Evans, that's kind of my whole thing. Literally, my whole thing, my whole vibe. Literally, by definition, that is exactly why I'm here. The whole reason why I'm on the platform, that's what my particular channel is about, is being introspective and all of that. I play video games, yes, but I use them as a springboard to get into those conversations. So like, I'm a little biased, I think, but I think it's kind of par for the course for what I do and why I do it. I'm just taking baby steps. And that's perfectly fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. This is not a race. This is not something like it's the first to the finish line kind of thing. This is all about growth over time. This is more like, how can I grow as a streamer into being, and as a content creator, to being a better version of myself. Of course you can. Of course you can. The Discord is right there. You're more than welcome to hop on in there anytime. Let's see. So Lead Fire Claw, you said yes. So I was very, very concerned and worried. And the reason why I met with Super was because at that time I was being called a horror streamer. And I was very concerned with that because I was like, I want to play other games. I want to be able to play Mass Effect. I want to be able to play Dragon Age. I want to be able to play, RPGs and other things. Like, I want to be able to do other things. I don't want to just be locked into this identity of being a horror streamer. I want to do more than that. And that's when finding out my why and getting my core values kind of put in place and the priorities of why I wanted to do everything made such a big difference, because then it's like I can play any of those games or any game that I like and be still true to what I'm attempting to accomplish. And then it wasn't about whether or not I play first-person shooter games on Fridays and a RPG on Saturdays and a horror game on Sunday. It didn't matter what I played because the purpose was different. I'm a tenacious little shit. Yes, you are. Do we play Fortnite or what? I think some people in the community play Fortnite. Some do. My why is now to work against Woden and his dastardly plan to convince the world that cheese is a dessert. Nice. I like that. Valorant? Oh, that's nice. That's great. I think Let's Be Honest plays Valorant, don't they? I'm pretty sure. I've seen her play Valorant before. And I think Bungus plays Fortnite, if I remember correctly. Bettering yourself takes so much work. It does. And that's why I'm saying is it's not a race. This is not something that you're going to have figured out today in an hour, next week. And it's not something that once you figure it out, you're done. This is a constant working. It's a process. It's something that's never really complete. Even me right now, even though sometimes I feel like it looks like I have all my shit together, I absolutely don't. And I even constantly, have to think and evaluate and reflect on my streams and whether or not I'm providing all of the content that aligns with what in my opinion, my greater value and my why is. So it's never really done. It's just another aspect, right? So you have, and this is part of why we're wanting to call our approach to this, this particular stream time is the whole streamer approach. In education, we do the same thing, or at least it's a way that you can approach education, is you say, yes, I have to teach them science and I have to teach them math and I have to teach them language arts, but I'm also teaching them time management. I'm also teaching them how to make sure that they know how to brush their teeth and make sure they know how to comb their hair and make sure that they know how to self-regulate their emotions and take care of them as a person while also taking care of them academically. And this is kind of our approach here, is that yes, you should know how audio and stuff works, and I definitely don't, but you should kind of have an idea of how the tech side functions, but you also should make sure that you're taking care of who you are as a streamer and as a content creator. And part of that is knowing why you're here. Why are you doing what you're doing? So it's, oh, I'm Mrs. Snarky. What do? I'm a streamer. Why? Because it's fun. Yep, it is. But there's more to that question. And that's what I'm suggesting that we answer. Sorry, Miss Snarky, I picked on you a little bit. It could have been any single person at all. I didn't mean it specifically about you. Self-care is another thing. Making sure that as a streamer, you're taking time to do that. And that's another topic that we'll talk about at some point as well. Valorant's a very interesting game. I have cookies. People will join me. I will join you, Wonton. I love dessert and I also love cheese, so I feel like that would work. So I get that feeling when someone calls you a horror streamer, but I'm a variety streamer with an emphasis on horror, not a pure horror streamer. That's why, Dong, I just made my own label. I stopped calling myself one or the other, because at the end of the day, for me, it wasn't about the games that I play. It's about the greater purpose that I present to people. And that's why I call myself an acceptance streamer. If you dare put cheese on those cookies. There are cookies that have cheese on them that are delicious. I believe it's more cream cheese, but it's still a thing. Yes, I think it's important to realize that our journey and path never ends. Challenge accepted. You guys are so silly. Or probably just Cheez-Its. No. Oh no. Oh no. Stop being so on point, Cuddle. Listen. I'm doing the best I can. No, we call cookies cookies. They're different from biscuits. Wonton. I don't know. What do you call biscuits then? What do you call biscuits? Because your biscuits are different than our biscuits. Because your biscuits are like cookies, aren't they? Not dessert cheese plates. Cream cheese is kind of yucky unless it's in sushi. Mothy, no. What do you put on your bagels? Have you never had a cheesecake? Cheese is no dessert. It's a topping. Wonton does wake up and choose violence. That's very true. Your biscuits are like scones. Well, what about our scones? Because we also have scones. I want to build a community is an all right answer, but I think it's only half an answer. I think I want to build a community is only half of the answer. And I think that it's a very easy thing to say because we've almost been programmed to say that. I think when you go into, I would even say 99% of streamers, like channels, that's what they say, that their purpose is to build a community. And they're like a community who is open to other people, or a community who plays games together, a community who... So I feel like it's only half of the answer. A community of what? Exactly. A community is more than just people who watch your streams. So there has to be something that holds your community together if that's really your goal. Fucking thank you. Thank you. Clap. Cuddles here just pouring her heart out and giving top tier advice. And the chat is like talking about cheese for the 47th time. And that's weird because why? That's normal. That's normal. It's true. It's very true. That's okay. I'm okay with it. Strawberry cream cheese is all right in my bagels. Now we see. So Mothy is okay with cheese. With that cheese in particular. By community, they mean fans. I mean, some people, yes. I think it's a lot more innocent than that. I think that it's a lot of people just don't really know what to say. I think that when we're a viewer and we watch people stream and we're like, and this was 1000% me. I was like, oh my God, like this looks so much fun. I want to do the thing. Can I do the thing? And like people will watch me and like they'll give me money and stuff for just doing what I was doing anyways. That sounds amazing. Give me some of that streamer money. Give me some of that streamer attention. Give me some of that streamer game stuff. And then I did it and I was like, ooh, that is not what this is. I have to work. I have to like do things. Hold on. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this isn't exactly as easy as it looked? I think sometimes people think that streaming is a particular kind of way, in the same way that people think that most things are a particular kind of way. I think we look at education as something that's easy and something that's not difficult. When you become a teacher and you're like, well, fuck, this is not what I thought it was. It's the same concept, I think. So I don't think it's necessarily as like underhanded or like but more just people don't know what they're getting into, and then that's like the generic answer until it's like fuck. The wontons. Thank you so much for the follow. Wait, you put Parmesan cheese on it? Mothy putting cheese on something? I feel like that just helps Wonton's point. Everybody says, I want to build a nice community for people. We all say it, and it's not really who you are. Being a variety streamer is just you being a gamer. You need to separate yourself from what everyone else is doing and be more you and less what everyone else is doing. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I'm a bit cynical. That's okay. I love it. I only have fans. I'm amazing. My why is community and visibility. Terrifying for anyone. I'm okay. They can be too, and that needs to be seen. Yeah. Yelzy, I like that. Oh, I want to give you a hug. I can't, but just know that it's there. So just be like, hug, hug. I feel like I am forever learning. That will probably never go away. I feel like we all are forever learning. There's always new stuff coming about too. New extensions, new games, new software, new hardware. And we're always learning about ourselves because we're constantly changing too. Beard flip, Mothy. I'm gonna do a beard flip in the ocean because I'm worth it. Wonton. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're gonna have to get Purple to add that in. New emote. Please do. No, you don't have to. You don't have to apologize for you. Like, you do what you gotta do. No worries. Hey. Oh my goodness. Skillsy, when's your next stream? Isn't it today? Skillsy, don't you have a fancy little something happening today? Could be. Could maybe be. Could be a thing. Maybe. So. So, Skillsy, free promos, a free promo moment. What, when, where, why, who, and stuff and things with the abilities of stuff. 7 or 8 p.m. birthday chaos stream. Fuck yes. I'm so excited. That I feel like needs to be a thing. There we go. Yes, it is a birthday stream for Skillsy. So all of you need to go follow Skillsy immediately. And I expect all of your attendance at the birthday stream. And that's the thing. So chop chop. Oh, and I love these clips. Oh, here we go. These clips. Oh, wait, there. Oh, yes. The post-it rant. We love Skillsy. Gonna be me and SP doing Dark Souls, where I embrace my inner I don't know who that is, and yell and do bean boozles and talk lore. We love lore, so I'm very excited. I have played Dark Souls. I can confirm I am not a Dark Souls player. I got very frustrated. So, peace be with you. Peace be with you. I didn't make it through the tutorial. Yep, I got killed. So okay, you know how there's like tiers of enemies with most games? You have like the base level, easy to kill guys, and they start to get harder and harder, and then you have the bosses. I was killed by like the lowest level, like probably a one-hit kind of guy within the first 5 minutes of the game, and they kept me out of progressing over and over, and I was like, I hate this. So I stopped. I couldn't do it. Could not do it. Imagine me doing mod stuff while spraying laundry in a Spanish laundry, causing chaos in stream. You mean like a normal day? One time? Like a normal day? No, I can't imagine that at all. It's a soft relaunch of my channel. I put in point redeems where I will be an IRL shark. That's amazing. I love that so very much. Beard, because I'm worth it. Wonton. Oh my god. Stop. Well, we're gonna have to make a volume 2, Wonton, and we'll have to release volume 1 for print. If you know, you know. It's fine. If you don't know, it's good. It's probably better that way. Some of those were cursed images. So we have finding our why. It is 1, your core values or principles. Evaluating your current stream to make sure that it aligns with those principles. And then what can you do moving forward, aligning with said principles that sets you apart and different from other people while still being true to something that you're passionate about. Those are the 3 things about how to find your why and how to mold it together with your stream. I need an in-game battle. Oh, please. So yes, we need to make sure that we're all following Skillsy so we can all hang out with them later. I have about, what, like another 30 minutes or so? Does anybody want an extra set of eyes on their channel to kind of see and assess that? I don't remember. I don't know where we're at on the thing. Where are we as far as our sign up list goes? Why you no work? Pop out extension. Please work. More info. Let your viewers join with the queue. They should be. They should be. What do you mean? Feels like my topic may set me apart too much for real growth. Not that it matters too much. So I would say, oh, look at you go. So Dalish we did, I believe, right? Didn't Dalish get theirs already? Yes, Mothy, that. No, Snarky, they don't usually like it because it's usually really difficult. But that's, I think, the difference between finding people and finding your people. Your people are going to be a highly curated group that respects, understands, and also values the same things that you do in your priorities. So like all of you guys are here because you're a highly curated group of people. Unless you're a newbie, in which case, hi. But most of you guys are highly curated group of people who, on some aspect, especially for the Team Sanity's channel, you understand why we're here, and you, just on some level, I would at least hope that you agree or value what it is we're trying to do. Other people might not be on the same page. How would you define real growth? That's a good question. That is a whole stream of itself. I haven't touched mine in a while, and there's no VODs, but if you want to show folks how not to Twitch, no, I will not do that. That is not kind. I would never do that. Use somebody as an example of what not to do. Oh no, that is not the way to go. Laundry done and heading to apartments. I'll try to catch back up when I'm in. Okie dokie, Wonton. Defining real growth. Feels like I'll find my audience and that will be it. But your audience isn't limited to, 10, 15 people. Your audience is going to be continually growing as more people figure out, oh, hey, look, like there's a person over here who feels the same way as I do, or I really like or appreciate what this person does. And that's how it grows. Still thousands upon thousands of possible followers. And it's and it's less about followers and more about people who actually watch your streams. Just because, someone like I just hit 900, but I don't have 900 people in my streams all the time. Most of those people won't probably ever come back. So it's a lot more about the people who are present and the people who are participating. Thank you, Skillsy, for supporting our mission. We adore you. That's the whole reason I signed up for the roast list. No, Mothy. No, we do not use people as an example of what not to do. That is what we don't do. If you want genuine feedback, that's a different story. Oh, you're fine, Snarky. I'm one good friend a year is breakneck personal growth. We don't use people to roast. That's not what that's for. You guys are too much. Okay. I just hope I'm not too crass to hang out with the cool kids. Skillsy. No, you could not be. Never. You could never be. You're more than welcome. All the time. If your channel is bad, do you get sent to... There is no basement. You guys are going to end up making this a thing. There is no basement. I am not the leader of the team. That is not the thing. It's a group of people. We all share the same values and principles. And that's it. That's all that it is. There's no basement. There's no punishment. None of that is real. No, they're real. Oh my God. There is no re-education room. There's no re-education center. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the local newspaper? There's 100% a basement. Oh my gosh. You're gonna learn some new swears. Heelsy, listen. I hang out with middle school kids. I have learned many things. It's a correct communication closet. Oh my God, no! So what you're saying is I can get out of the bad streamer step. There is no bad. Oh my God. There is no bad streamer step. There is no re-education center. There is nothing like that. Tips for how to not get bogged down by analytics. It's nicer, boss. Okay. I just don't care, so I don't look. So here's my thoughts on this. And I think that this is like a whole thing as well, because I think that there is value in data-driven decision making, but I feel like I have been trained in my real life profession with data-driven decision making on how to do that on a daily basis. So I can look at things and I can look at the way that something performed and it doesn't really affect me emotionally, because I have to do that with 150 plus kids all throughout the year for all of the time. And that's just their standardized scores. Then if I give them a quiz or a paper to do or something like that and they all bomb it, you know, it's a constant thing. So I don't usually have a lot of emotions when it comes to the numbers. I do think that there is value in seeing when I did this and when I changed this happened to this section. And if I tweak this here, it should balance out. So I think that there's value in that, but I completely understand that I'm like weird and that most people don't share that. I end Team Sanity streams and I see the shepherd's crook coming for me with kettle. No. Oh, yeah, no. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that in the moment, if you turn off, like, I don't know how many people are hanging out with us right now. I have no idea. Could be 10, could be 30, could be 50. I can assume based off of how fast chat's moving, it's probably not that many. But you know, I have no idea. I have no idea. So therefore I feel less anxiety, or I feel like most people will have less anxiety than if I had the numbers on and I was watching it every second. I also recognize that that number is actually highly inaccurate because it takes a picture essentially every so often of how many people are present. That also doesn't necessarily always count for lurkers. It also isn't a constant capture of the number, and increases and decreases as people increase and decrease. So if you have someone who's watching more than one stream, they might not count depending on how they're doing it. So I don't look at it because I don't think it's accurate. Awesome, back at the apartment. Nice. Analysis paralysis, so distance is the best way. Channel growth and their values. I guess it's at the heart of my questions. What do you mean? Like, Snarky, what do you mean by balancing channel growth and values? Could you be more specific in the question? Data is useful, but people are more important. In one of my clips, I understand that its presence may draw people I don't want, so I'm intense about where I stand generally. Apartment is code for fuck off. Perspective is key. It will change your mood instantly. Only 4 streams count, anymore don't count. I've heard different numbers. I've seen them report different numbers also. So I don't know if we've ever actually gotten a genuine number. I would agree to a point with this one. So I look at analytics, unless you're going for affiliate, then they don't worry about things in a stream by stream basis. Analytics are great for seeing how things go over time. Yes, but I think that if you know how to look at what you're looking at, that it can tell you quite a bit. I think that there's a lot to be learned if you look at it if you're capable emotionally from looking at it over time. I will say you won't really have any data that you could use until at least maybe 4 or 5 months for streaming. If you change something, I would wait 3 or so months until you kind of look at what it did to your channel. So if you're doing specific days, if you're doing specific times, if you're looking at changing certain kinds of content, I would wait and give it a good 3 months and then look at your channel at the numbers to kind of see and determine whether or not it was a positive change or not. Try and consider a better way of articulation, but I'm failing other than maybe the questions that I've already asked. Okay, so what it sounds like to me you're asking, you can tell me if I'm wrong. So balancing channel growth and value. So it sounds to me like if I was asking your question, that it might be like, if I know that talking about hope and all the emotions and my core values makes people feel uncomfortable, and by sacrificing those values, I might get more viewers and my channel might grow better. How do I balance the two? Is that kind of what you're asking? I've not looked at analytics in over 4 months. I was getting obsessed and it was ruining how I looked at my stream. And I completely agree, Wotan. And I think for the majority of people that they're in the same boat. It doesn't bother me as much, but I also don't look at it every single day. So I think, Snarky, if you are truly introspective and looking inside of your heart and why you're wanting to be here, there's a way that you can look at your growth and even make goals and things that'll make you feel more fulfilled than the growth of your channel. And what I mean by that is, like, there's a way to word and formulate goals that aren't focused on what other people can do. For example, I want to hit 1,000 followers by the end of February. You have nothing that you can do to make that happen. None of that is anything that you, Snarky, has control over. Everyone else has control over whether or not they push that button. Furthermore, pushing that button doesn't actually mean anything. It doesn't mean they're going to come to your streams. It doesn't mean they're going to hang out with you. It doesn't mean they're a part of your community. And it doesn't mean that they're actually going to be a participatory role in anything that you do content-wise. So that's that goal. I feel like while I understand why people make it, it doesn't actually help you. Instead, you could make a goal that says something similar to, I want to increase engagement in my channel by implementing X, Y, and Z kind of extensions or content alterations. And then this is something that I can actually do and change and alter that does have an impact on whether or not this number grows. Does that make sense? So there's 2 different kinds of goals. So that's the first thing I would do is I would set and focus more on this type of growth perception, is saying, when I did this thing, this happened with the channel, versus I want the channel to do this, because it kind of removes myself from the equation and it kind of removes all the responsibility and control, I guess, from you. Trying to consider, but not looked at when I was streaming monthly, I'd assess the Twitch analytics monthly. I'd obsess if I do it daily. But the daily thing doesn't really matter because there's a lot of factors that come into play with it. So I think that if you take the lens and you scroll out kind of to a good 3 or 4 month thing, that you can even start to see cycles and patterns inside of the data. So I feel like that is more valuable than saying, oh, look, my stream did this. Okay, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. I was hoping that I got the question correct, Snarky. Analytics can totally ruin your enjoyment of streaming if you get too stuck on the numbers. So I think it's just a perspective of the numbers, though, because the numbers aren't evil. The numbers aren't bad. They're there to help you, and they do have information for you that'll help you understand how what you're doing is impacting the things that you care about. I just don't think that looking at it from a daily perspective is going to give you any of that information. I think that when you have enough data, because your data set for that is so small, It is so small just on one stream. And there's so many things that are going on in everyone's individual lives that it's entirely possible that nothing that you did impacted that one day. So if you you change the scope and you kind of zoom out and you look at a 3 or 4 month period of time, the collection of all of those makes a larger data set, and the data is more accurate and understandable, because maybe one day, like, this day was just a shitty day, because I mean, we all have shitty days, but overall in that 3 to 4 month period, you had more good days than you had bad days. Does that make sense? Something that folks don't realize is that everyone has bad streams from time to time. You're going to have streams where folks just don't show up, and it's almost certainly not due to anything other than you. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's also important to note that Twitch is a bit of a zombie platform. It's true. Yep. But I think that, for example, if you wanted to bring more people into your streams, if you have only one, okay. I'm trying to find a good way to put, I know I could show you. I could show it to you, but I would need like charts and graphs and stuff like that. See, this is interesting because it's a lot of there's actually a whole section of college that I took that helps with this. It's statistics and analyzing data. But if you have particular data markers, certain ones are going to be more helpful than others as well. So again, I go back to follower count versus average viewer count. Follower count means almost nothing. I know of a streamer personally, who's one of my husband's friends, who has like 35,000 followers, but his average viewers is like 65. So that number means nothing after affiliate, because it doesn't actually give any kind of metric other than someone clicked a button once. Now, if you have 35,000 people as followers and you have 15,000 people in your channel, that is huge. That means like half of the people that click the button are in your channel all the time. And that's a great ratio to have. But I feel like that's not normal. I feel like most people have a smaller percentage of who's in click the button versus in your channel. And I'm sure we could probably analyze what a normal percentage is for each person. So like if it's like on average 5% of your follower count is your average viewer count. So if you have an average thing of like, if you have 100 followers, you could expect to have an average of 5 people. I'm sure that there's a way that we could get that, but we'd have to have all of Twitch's data to be able to kind of understand what's normal. So I wouldn't even really go into follower count as a metric for success anyways. Because again, you're not directly impacting that in any way. I see folks on Twitter who will have a bad stream and they'll go straight to, people don't like me, what I do. That is a horrible way to guilt people into trying to come into your streams. It is super toxic, by the way. You should, it would hurt my heart if I saw you guys post things like that. I sincerely suggest you stay away from attempting to guilt people into your streams. That is probably the worst thing that you could possibly do. People don't like being guilted into things, and people do not enjoy being like manipulated in that way. So Wonton, I would say maybe yes and maybe no. You have to keep in mind that every one of your community members, the people that are usually there, are people with their own lives and stuff. So you might have a couple of people who weren't there, so your numbers might drop, but it had nothing to still do with your overlays and things. It might have everything to do with the fact that maybe they had COVID and that then their family had COVID and it was just really hard, or maybe they had to go a month without electricity because something happened. So I would even say a month might not necessarily be enough. I would say 2 to 3 would be my guess personally, but take that with what you will. I love Nickelback, Snarky. It's my toxic trait. It's fine. I haven't streamed in like 5 months, but still somehow have 80 something followers. Badge means nothing. I see folks every day with thousands upon thousands of followers and generally have like 5 to 10. Yeah, exactly. So what that is somebody probably had some kind of event or a raid or something like that, a big raid, and people had the follow train because it was really exciting. And then none of those viewers came back. Was more than likely probably what happened. After I finished my man cave, moved in. But what was that my environment? Was it the fact that I was able to be loud and more chatty? It would, you know, Wonton, it was probably also you. You probably had a huge you know, thing to do because you changed a little bit. The way that you acted, the way that you behaved, and the way that you felt comes across. Your emotions and your mental state comes across on camera. So when you're more comfortable in your space, it's going to show. And people enjoy seeing people that are more comfortable and happy and stuff like that too. For all of Twitch's data. Done. I think it's on Reddit. I'm sorry. That was probably really mean of me. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Don't go. I won't know, but that was the last time I looked at my channel analytics. I only watch your streams for the man cave. It's true. I only watch so that way once in a while we can turn the camera around and he can stand up and we can just, you know, look at him talk about booty shaking. That's it. That's the only thing. I think that happened once and it was really funny. People have stuff going on and don't need your guild on top of all that. Exactly. Plus, nobody likes that. That's not compelling marketing. In fact, it just makes you like look and seem more not great. Not great at all. That's it. Evans just yep, that it's somebody leaked it. it's out there. Didn't they leak all the financial data? I think they did. But yeah, so looking at data and stuff is another thing that we can talk about another time, as I know that they collect so much data that it's actually there's a lot to cover. There's a lot of different perspectives, different things that you can look at to determine a lot of things about your channel. But again, I would only do that if you've been consistently doing whatever it is that you've changed for 3 to 4 months. Twitch streamers are getting paid. Welcome in, Bungus. Hi. Twitch hates streamers. Bringing it against me personally. I agree. Me too. Daddy Bezos and I are not getting along. Me and Mr. Bezos need to chat. It's Daddy Bezos. Excuse you. How are we doing? I'm okay. I'm doing all right. How are you? How was your day? How's baby Bungus? Bungus! So did we want to look at someone's channel today? Did anybody who's currently in chat want me to give my professional opinion? This is totally not professional in any way, shape, or form at all. And not it be for a what not to do. After our chat, Mr. Bezos may be calling me daddy. Aw, he's a little cranky today. Poor baby. Poor thing. You can do mine? Okay, Mothy. Let me, I think I'll probably have to add in my camera again to the other scene because I'm nothing if not prepared. But let me do the thing. I'll call you daddy. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Let's go here. All right, everybody. Bear with me. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. This, and then let's, because this is not set up for this. This is set up for the showcases. So let's take this away. And then we could take this away. And then let's take oh no, we want that. We don't want that. Okay. All right, we're good. We're getting there. Then I need to add in this. Yep, and make me super small. There we go. Okay. we're learning. All right. We're good. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just ignore yesterday's stream where I went 40 minutes without a game.
Another one.
Another one. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Oh, wait. Bjorn. Hi, Bjorn. Welcome on in. Thank you for the host, honey bun. Okay, so I have to move the thing. Well, can I pop out the chat so I can actually see it while I'm doing this? Please? Yes, I can. Woohoo! This. All right. Nothing if not prepared. Okay. No, kitty, no. Kitty, no. No. Stop it. My animals are very feisty today.
Another one.
Oh, thank you so much for the host, Skillsy. Okay. So, Mathi, we're going to check out your channel. Are you ready? I have not done one of these before. It's just going to be my opinion and the opinion of chat. We're going to work together. Remember, all of this is kind-hearted. None of this is mean-spirited. If you are, you're a fucking asshole and we will kick you out. Lovingly. Okie dokie. So, I'm slowly becoming more of a just chatting streamer. Wouldn't I love that for you? Bjorn, welcome on in. How's it going? I'm having a good day. How are you? Confirmed asshole. Yeah, the game just wasn't getting captured. So we're gonna check out Mothra's Reign. This is her channel here. And we're just gonna give some feedback to Mothi that is constructive and kind in an effort to help them. And that's the whole point and purpose of the thing. All right, so right off the bat, I love the colors that you have. They're very catching and they're very grabbing of attention, which is lovely. I love that you have suggested streamers down here. Does anybody know this Bungus guy? He says he's everyone's favorite uncle, but he's my favorite nerd. We do love Bungus. Bungus is awesome. Welcome on in, mister. Are you even a streamer if there's no technical issues? Technical issues? Don't know who that is. So, Mothi, it looks like you have a good variety of games. I love the forest. And my cat's about to knock over my camera. And no, you can't climb up the wall. You can't see him, but he's behind the camera climbing up the wall. Found you from him hosting on your channel. Nice. That's my cat moving the camera. He's just moving it. It's fine. Can you stop? Go lay down, kitty. Go on. The forest is fun. It is fun. Let's look at Mothy's about. All right, so used to be Mothwoman 16. I enjoy playing games and have been told I have an ASMR voice. So I decided to try this out. Come join me as I play a variety of games and try my hand at digital art. I look forward to playing with all of you. Business email. I love that. So Mothi, you and I have already talked about kind of what you had planned for your panels. We talked about that the other day. I love that you have added in like some things that are for engagement. Wow, that was a hard word to think of in my head. Engagement in your stream. I approve of voice mods so very much. I love it very much. And can you not, kitty, Mm-hmm. He's behind the camera again. I can only apologize. Apparently, streaming at a time where the house is not asleep is unacceptable. So, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. We're just going to move on. Let's see. Do you have your schedule posted? So here's the last times that you did. And it looks like you have a schedule here that's coming up, right? Which is lovely. Kitty, can you like not? Kitty, stream when? Here. Right now. Here's the kitty. Can you not? Thank you. It's the cat. He thinks he's the stream. Oh, okay. It's fine. Yep. Hi. No, you can't lay there. You can't lay there either because you're going to lay on top of the sound stuff. You're going to have to go over there. Kitty said, get my good side. Kitty said, move, Mom. Let me do the thing. You're just going to sit right there and stare at me. Molly, it looks like you're doing well looking at doing your streams and stuff. I love your starting soon screen. I love that you host people. He's such a jerk. Let's see what else. I love that you have your links here too. Discord, what is memes? Your Instagram account. Got it. You do love yourself the memes. I love that. Twitter, your YouTube, and merch. No, he does not want me to pet him right now. He wants me to look at him. That's it. That's all he wants. How long ago was your rebrand, Mothy? I wonder how useful having your old channel name in there is over time. You did turn into a meme account. Yes. Still get occasional people coming in confused. Yeah, I would even for a little bit longer maybe, and then I would kick it out if that's something that you feel is no longer necessary. I love that you match this color down here. G Teach is always a stickler for this little piece right here above my head. Which is like a whole story in and of itself. Let's see. So there's actually not a lot of people have seen this, and I don't actually know how useful it is. I think I have one. I think I have one. Do I have one? I feel like I do. Now I'm questioning myself. Hold on. Oh, just kidding, because I'm hosting. Never mind. There's usually go back. There's usually like a picture or something that you can have here, if I remember correctly. I forget what they're called. It's like an offline picture. Okay, yeah. And yeah, so it's like, so there's end scenes that are when you're still live and you can be doing your raid and stuff, and then there's ones that you can put here that are static and don't move that happen after you're offline. So I know that they're a thing. I don't know how useful they are. I don't know what kinds of things that they would help with, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Let's look at a stream. I have muted the channel stuff. So I love that you have a countdown. I want a countdown. I don't have a countdown. I just go at like 5 minutes or so. That's one thing. That's like a goal of mine. So you are ahead of me right here. I love that you have your social media listed here. So that's good. Let's move forward a little bit. Look at how pretty you are. We love you, Wathi, so very much. I love also that you kept the theme of like the neon green inside your channel. And I know you can't really tell because I'm blocking it, but it looks like you also have here. I'll move my face. You also have a channel redeem challenge down here. Yeah. Which is something that I'm assuming changes as you change your community challenges, which is great. I end up having mine in like the stream ticker things, which is over there in the corner. At least that's what I used to do. I don't have a place to put mine anymore, so I love that you have that on there. That's really awesome. Can't you have a kid? So like your cat and my cat. Yay! Look it. Just we're cat buddies. Look at us go. Okay. Back on track. I would say looking at your chat. You went too far. Your chat here, I can barely see it. So, if there's a way that you can alter the word colors, that might be something that I would do if I was you, because you want to be able to, since you have it up here and it's taking up so much of your screen, that's showing that it's a priority to you and your channel, which is great. And I think that would mean that something that you want to pop out from the background a little bit more, because I think the color, it looks like it blends in a little too much. If you see. So let's move forward. So here's your stream ticker thing. Oh, I love that. You'll have to give me the source for this. See where you got it. I love that. So when you're in this chat, so your chat's obviously up here. Is this your screen, Mothy? Yeah. Yeah, Woman's gonna bring that on top of that layer. So if this is your screen, when I remember to change the input, listen, I feel that on a spiritual level. Oh, that's what you meant by the game. Got it. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna move me again right up here. Okay. So this camera be looking clean. I'm so proud of you. So for those of you who don't know, we just pimped out Mothy's stream not too long ago. So this microphone is a new addition. Didn't you just say that you got this headset not that long ago too? And the camera I think was new, and you got a lot of new things. So I'm very, very, very proud of you, Mothy. You've done a wonderful job. I think this is great. Oh, is that where your alerts are up here? I thought I saw it. I thought I saw it pop up. Maybe not. So if you have your alerts, maybe since you have this big open space down here, if you can edit them on each individual scene, I would maybe put your alerts to pop up down here, since this is covering the game and you have all this open space. That might be a better use of layering. You can yeah. The sound, yes, I agree. Sound is always a thing. So that might be a suggestion. And then do you pop back into an ending stream? I maybe at the end would even pop back up, because it looks like right now we're just talking to you here. It might be beneficial when you're ending like this to pop back up into the big version, and we can see like the big version of you just talking. It seems a little bit more personal, I think, as you're ending your stream. And then do you have an ending scene? I literally always forget about my ending scene. I feel that. I think I did the other day too, actually. No worries. That's all good. No, this is all wonderful. I'm very, very happy, Mothy, that you have done such a wonderful job. And being someone that I've known you for a hot minute now. Oh, Dalish is rating. I think that you've come such a long way. Oh, the emotes! Look at all the emotes. Look at that. I love it. And I love that the emotes are small enough to where they don't look like they cover the whole thing. Because I think when we had the emote thing last year, towards the end of the year for Team Sanity, we had it and they ended up covering up other people's faces, which kind of sucked. But yeah. Does anybody else have any questions for Mothi? I think it was a setting, to the individual to the size. Oh yeah, see, like here at the end, you changed back into this as you were looking at rating out, and you're shouting out all the homies. Them emotes were thick boys. They were like this big as they were jumping across our faces. Very much. Matthew, thank you so much for letting us check out your channel. Did you have anything specific that you wanted us all to look at and get feedback on? That's my froggies. Thick. Not particularly? Okay. Matthew, thank you so much for letting us take a peek. I think that you are a lovely, lovely lady, and I appreciate you in every sense of the word, and I adore you. Can we get some hearts and loves in chat? Because it's never easy to put yourself like in the spot like that, and sometimes I think that anxiety is definitely a real thing, and we just love Mothi, and Mothi is such an amazing, I would say pivotal, critical role to this channel, to this community, and just to everyone. We love Mothi. Okie dokie. So with that being said, I think it's probably time for us to find a friend to go and share our Sunday with. So I'm going to take a quick peek here at who we have. Caught a couple reminders from the review. This really helps. I'm glad that it helps. That makes me very happy. I like I said, I just want, and I'm going to put all of this in the Discord. So if you guys wanted to be on the Discord, I'll put kind of my explanation for finding your why in the Discord. If you ever wanted to talk, I'm obviously here, and G Teach and Stranger Peace are also here as well. All of the times, always willing to help out whenever you have questions, or when you feel like you even want to just bounce an idea or something off of us. We're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to ask for help or guidance in any way. I think we're gonna go and raid a friend of mine who I haven't actually raided into, I don't think yet, or at least it's been a hot minute. Yes. Okie dokie. So we're gonna raid into a friend called Jen is Online. But before we do that, thank you all for hanging out with us today. I apologize that it was a couple minutes late. Please forgive me and don't send me to the basement that doesn't exist. We're gonna go hang out with Jen. Jen is a great, lovely lady. We do have, I think, ending tomorrow, we have a Team Sandy Sims 4 Shell Challenge out there. If you felt so inclined, definitely upload your submission with the hashtag Team Sanity TTV into the gallery in Sims 4 to be entered for that. And we're going to pick a winner, I believe, on the 1st or so of February. Wonderful, wonderful. It does not exist. Oh my God. Stop it. And then let's see. So we said that Skeelsy has a birthday stream later on today. So if you feel so inclined, definitely go follow and hang out with Skeelsy and Stranger Peace later on this evening. I believe you said 7 or 8 p.m. if I do remember correctly. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow, the After Dark crew will be hanging out with Dom Dynamite, and we're going to play Sea of Thieves, which is going to be insanely insane. Whatever, that works. It's fine. It's fine. Insanely insane. It's going to be super chaotic. It's going to be really, really fun. So definitely check us out at same place at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, right here. And then we definitely have our Team Sanity birthday coming up. We don't actually have an official date, so we're going to celebrate it in February, and we're just kind of make our own birthday. I'm pretty sure it passed already, but we're just going to celebrate it in February from now on. So in the Discord, we have a list of upcoming events and stuff. We've got a lot of contests, a lot of tournaments, and special streams and merch and all kinds of stuff coming your way. So definitely take a second and make sure that you have access to all of the cool things in our Discord, and that you're checking for all of our upcoming events and stuff. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us today. That is the raid command. I'm going to go ahead and send us over to Jen is online, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night right here. I love you all. Bye.